Ladies and gentlemen, Barry C here with another cryptocurrency video, and the market is slowly turning around. XRP is slowly going back up, and it's only a matter of time before we see the alt season kick in, and XRP is absolutely going to skyrocket. We're going to see some amazing prices. Because here's the thing, ladies and gents. Yes, we're seeing a lot of negativity. We're seeing a lot of negative attention on this dip. But the reality is, if the market can show this volatility over the last 24 to 48 hours, and if we can see that the market does indeed crash like this, whether it's a natural part of the market, which I don't think it is, I think it's a result of the Bybit hack, and we're seeing a lot of panic and fear, or whether you do believe in the market manipulation, whatever the reason is, it stands to reason that the opposite and the reverse is true. If we can see this level of negative volatility, then we can absolutely see the same level of positive volatility. And the market can turn around. It could turn around in days, weeks, months. And if you've been in crypto long enough, you can see that crypto does move quite rapidly. Whether it is the dips, whether it's the pumps, whatever it is, crypto has the capacity to move in such volatile ways, and that's the reason why we're all in crypto. We want that volatility. We want the alt season, that small window of opportunity every 4 years, where the market moves upwards at such a volatile, crazy pace that the prices for most cryptos, including XRP, far exceeds anyone's expectations. And this is why you've heard me talk about this non-stop in videos, is have a plan. Now, last year in November, I took some XRP profit, much to the frustration of a lot of the XRP community, because they're like, well, why would you sell now? Why would you take profit? I'm waiting for $100. And that to me is quite fascinating and really revealing, because if you're married to your price points, it shows that you haven't been through a bull run bear market cycle, or you don't have the right crypto mindset. And I talk about this and I make that point because I've made that mistake. I've been married to my bags. I've been married to prices. I had that problem last bull run with VeChain. And I've told the story before where I was obsessed with this idea of a $1 VeChain. All the top influencers and the top people within the crypto space who are so-called experts were talking about this idea of a $1 VeChain. And so when it went to about 38 cents Australian, and I've been accumulating VeChain for a while, and I had a lot of money on the table. But in my mind, I was like, well, I'm waiting for the $1 price point. And that cost me, it was really quite catastrophic. It cost me a lot. And now I'm had to hold 4 years. And now I'm waiting for VeChain to go up again, amongst other cryptos I hold. And that's a really important lesson to learn. And so where the majority of people didn't even consider taking profits in November, and the fact I was ridiculed for doing so, I took profits because I had made this plan to put myself in the best position possible. So when I saw prices that I felt were worthwhile, I could take those profits without compromising my XRP bags. So then we have days and maybe weeks or months like we're seeing now, where the market's dipping and trading sideways and everybody's panicking, everyone's frustrated, everyone's talking about, well, I guess I have to go back to work Monday. I can sit back on those profits and go, okay, I don't have to panic. I don't have to worry. If I want to keep accumulating, I can, because I'm not tapped out, because I've taken some profits. I've made these decisions. I've made these plans, and I'm following them rigidly. And that's the reason why I make this content as well, because so many people get caught unaware, off guard, and they get to the end of a bull run. And once they see the way the bull run's played out, especially when it comes to XRP, you always have people saying, I wish I made different decisions. We saw that in November of 2024, when XRP started skyrocketing and went from 50 cents to over $2 in the space of a month. And the main sentiment from so many people was, I wish I bought more XRP. I wish I'd done things differently. And that's why I say make a plan. Be conservative, be crazy, have both options planned for, so that when situations start happening, whether the market rises rapidly or whether it dips like crazy, you're in the best position possible for both scenarios. And I'm not highlighting this to say, oh, see how awesome I am. I'm highlighting this because so many people remark that I make a lot of similar content, and the reason why I make this content is because people keep making the same mistakes. And I guarantee there's a lot of people right now who they could go back to November of last year or even early this year when XRP hit $3. I guarantee a lot of people would rather have taken profit out and be sitting on 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, maybe more. So when we see dips like we saw yesterday and today, they're in a really good position to either continue to accumulate crypto or they sit back and they go, you know what, I have a cushion. And we're not talking about taking profits when XRP hits $2.60, $2.70, $3. We're not talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars. Look, for some people, maybe they did have millions of dollars on the table and now they regret not taking some profits. I guarantee there are people who are in that position. And then they kind of cover that frustration with saying, well, I'm going to wait for $100 because I want generational wealth. What's the point of sitting on XRP for 10 years if you're struggling, if your family's struggling? And this is what you have to ask yourself. And this is why I say make a plan. Figure out multiple take profit points along the way, depending on how big your XRP bags are. If you have a small XRP bag, fair enough. You may have to wait a lot longer to take some profits, and that's okay as well. But if you have a decent sized bag, then you could absolutely split your XRP bags into short-term, mid-term, long-term. Or you do what I did, and I was talking about this in my content last year. I was building a bag specifically just to take profits. So when we reached a certain level, I would cash that bag out 100%, no regrets, no looking back, no umming and ahhing, purely taking profits. So when I have that in my back pocket, I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. I don't have to try and figure out how the market's moving to maybe, make a bit of money. And once again, not financial advice, of course, but I'm saying this because it just highlights the importance of having a plan. But it also takes me out of the anxiety that everybody's feeling right now, because everybody is either trying to figure out where the market's going. A lot of people are talking about, well, the market's done, it's over, what a great bull run, horrible. There's so many different people at different anxiety levels. Whereas for me, I can sit back and go, okay, this is where the market's more than likely going based on being through 2 bull runs already. There's absolutely 2 to 3 months left where we could see an alt season happen. And in that way, I can take myself out of the anxiety. I can take myself out of the people pushing these narratives, and I can look at it from a common sense point of view. So if the market starts rallying and I start seeing prices like $5 for XRP or $10 or $20 or maybe more, then at least I have a plan in place. So when we start seeing those prices, I can take profits every step of the way without compromising my midterm and long-term XRP holdings. And like I said, ladies and gents, not financial advice. And these are things I've learned from being through 2 bull runs. Back in 2016 when I first got into crypto, I wish that there was content like this. I wish people were talking about this idea of short-term, mid-term, and long-term when it comes to building, growing, and holding. And unfortunately, you wouldn't have a lot of people talking about that because it was this idea of presenting themselves as this amazing trading expert where people held no matter what and they made these 1,000Xs and blah, 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 blah. And I say this with sarcasm because it's very easy after the fact to look at where the market went and say, yeah, see, I held from 50 cents to $2 to $3 to $20 and I didn't sell a single XRP because I'm just that good. Most people look at what they hold. They're looking for that volatility. And most people are looking to make money in crypto, especially with something like XRP, because the reality is XRP is the crypto that has the greatest potential for both an alt season rally and a utility run rally. And look, the utility run could happen a lot sooner than anticipated. But the question you need to ask yourself, and of course, not financial advice, but it's a very important question, is, are you prepared for when the alt season kicks off in the next couple of months. Are your bags big enough with XRP to take some profit? And if that's not the case, can you continue to grow? Can you continue to accumulate? If not, can you hold? That may mean holding for another couple of years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. It depends on what your take profit strategy is. But to make blanket statements like, well, I'm just going to hold until it's the number one crypto in finance used by banks around the world and it's $1,000, that's a strategy. You just may be waiting for quite some time. And that's why it's really important to look at where we are right now, look at where we could go in the future, and to understand that, sure, there are people who are waiting for these much higher price points, and that's the reason why they're so frustrated right now. And this is why you hear me talk about having a conservative and a crazy plan, and have a short-term, mid-term, long-term plan. Because if you have multiple take profit points in multiple time frames, you're setting yourself up for that best potential of success, for the best possible outcome. So when the rest of the people are panicked and they're desperately looking for technical analysis, or they're desperately looking for someone to tell them this is exactly what's going to happen, then if the market doesn't move the way you want it to, and look, let's be honest, crypto doesn't move perfectly. Even for myself, I was talking about October heading into November, and it took till the end of October heading into November for us to see XRP start moving. It wasn't the start of October, it wasn't the middle of October, it took a little bit longer. But we did start rallying, and the same thing could potentially happen in the next couple of days, weeks, months. We have an alt season. There's never been a point in history with crypto where they haven't seen a bull run end in an alt season. It's never happened. And the fact that we still have an alt season yet to go, that's extremely exciting. And sure, people like myself who've been in crypto for quite some time, we expected the alt season to be kicking in by second week of Jan, heading into Feb. And that hasn't been the case. And that's why even the best plans need to have that flexibility. And that's why I was talking about taking profits in November. Because in that way, if things like the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks happen, then at least you have that cushion of profits, and you have that anxiety sort of tucked away. Because yeah, it's still frustrating when the market doesn't perform, but at least the anxiety is not as prevalent if you have that cushioning in your back pocket of some profits, and then you can make those next strategic decisions without panicking. And ladies and gents, I'm still very bullish. I still believe we will see an alt season in the next couple of months. Now, if you have the opportunity, of course, not financial advice, but if you have that opportunity to keep buying dips, and you have the resources to do so, fantastic. Build, accumulate while you can, before XRP becomes way too expensive. And if you can't accumulate because you've bought the dip or you've exhausted your resources, hold, stay strong, and persevere. Because where you don't want to be is at the top of the alt season, when we're seeing $10, $20, maybe even more for XRP. You don't want to be where people were in November saying, I wish I'd made better choices. I wish I'd bought more XRP. Because we're not going to have an opportunity to go back and get quote unquote cheap XRP at this price if we start rallying over $10. Especially when a utility run kicks in and we start seeing the likes of $100 or $1,000 XRP, the days of buying XRP below $3 a coin will be gone forever. And ladies and gents, as stated, none of this is financial advice. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're curious about the other cryptos I hold outside of XRP, consider becoming a Patreon. Click the link in the description below, head across to my Patreon page, and consider becoming a Barry C VIP. There you'll have access to all my cryptos, as well as my buy, sell, and take profit signals in real time.